Hey guys, and welcome back to another Axel 72 video, and today I'm back with another interview and I'm here with Louise Bennett. Louise Bennett, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great, thank you. I very much appreciate you doing this interview.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
So you're a 4-0 flyweight MMA fighter and you are currently with Cage Warriors?
Yep, yep.
Yeah?
I fought Camilla Bergstrom on Cage Warriors two
hmm
fights ago.
Yes, alright, okay. And so I'll just kind of go back to the start of your career like I always do. The first question, which I always like to ask, is who inspired you to get into MMA?
Um, I watched a lot of Holly Holm in
Oh.
not just her UFC career, but before.
hmm
So she inspired me a lot of Ronda Rousey,
hmm
that sort of era, as she came through, inspired me quite a lot as well.
Yeah, she seemed like the very much kind of catalyst for women's MMA fighters.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, she was one of the first to do it. So, why did you get into MMA?
I've always been into sports,
Mhm.
but MMA offered something a little bit different, and there was a lot to learn, and
Yeah.
I just enjoyed it.
Mhm.
I fell in love with jiu-jitsu first.
Mhm.
Um, that's my first love in MMA,
Mhm.
but there was so much more around it.
Yeah.
So I fell in love quickly with it. I did a ultra white collar event,
Mhm.
and it was since then I've not stopped.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. So, obviously, you said that was your starting thing, that white collar event. How were you feeling going into your first fight? Were you nervous or were you just excited?
I was more excited than anything.
Mhm.
The only thing I was nervous for was not having shin guards, but I prefer not
All
having
right.
them now anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair.
But no, I was a little bit nervous, but
Mhm.
it was more anticipation.
Right.
I'd
Okay.
been in that environment before
Mhm.
and taken fighters to fights, so I've been in that environment.
Mhm.
It was just about doing the job myself.
Mhm. All right, so obviously you had that first fight, and of course, because you're still undefeated, you got a win. How did it feel to get that first win?
It was good. It gets a lot of pressure off you.
Mhm.
Um, Getting that win, it kind of boosts your confidence each time you go in there.
Mhm.
Um, it adds more pressure at the same time as well, being
Mhm.
undefeated. But you know, there's going to be a lot of pressure
Of
the
course, yeah.
higher up we go and the more fights we take. So
Mhm. So, so obviously you're now with Cage Warriors. What is it like working with Cage Warriors?
it's a fantastic organisation, fantastic group, and I look forward to getting back on one of their cards, hopefully
Mhm.
in December time.
All right.
I'm just taking a little break at the moment.
Mhm.
It's been a
Yeah.
busy first few months for
All
me,
right.
so I'm
Okay.
having a little bit of a break,
Mhm.
development stage, I would say,
Mhm.
and then get back in there in December.
All right. Okay. So obviously you're saying you're having a break, but going to back to your last fight, how tough would you say was your last fight?
My last fight was on Battle Arena
All right.
for the flyweight belt.
Mhm.
Um, it it was a hard fight,
Mhm.
um, going through a fight camp and then having to extend for another 3 weeks.
Mhm.
So mentally and physically, it was quite a hard fight, with everything that I had going on that week as well.
Mhm.
To be fair, it was more like I did a really, really hard training session,
Yeah.
grappling wise. I could feel that I had grappled because the
Right.
majority of the fight I did take it down to the ground.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, it was the fight that I love the most is Camilla against Camilla Bergstrom, and
Mhm.
that was I felt I'd been in a fight
Yeah.
with that fighter, so I like that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. So obviously you were talking about how you were doing lots of grappling in your last fight. I was just kind of curious. What would you say is your best attribute?
100%, I love hitting the ground.
Mhm.
I don't know if you're familiar with Kayla Harrison.
No, I'm not.
On She is it the PFL? Is that what they call it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I always get that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She's on the PFL,
All right.
and she destroys opponents just
Yeah.
by taking them down and beating them up. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's kind of what I go for. I try anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it seems to be working out well for you.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
So obviously you said you'll be fighting in December around that time. Is it is that kind of just your break off point for this year? Then you're not trying to like get another fight just before like 2 fights for the end of the year, or are you just kind of sticking to that one?
Just because I've had 4 fights within like the last 20 weeks, 20 or so weeks, I think it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Had them quite quick success. I think now it's time to go back over all of them,
Yeah.
rewatch them, develop, and I think I've got a good time frame from now until December to just develop where I need to and be the fighter that I want to be. So I mean, I have been asked to fight in October, but for me at this stage, I want to regroup.
Yeah.
Like I say, I've just joined a new gym, so you know, just familiarize myself with these coaches and my team, and yeah, we go from there. But my idea is December.
Yeah, that's completely fair. Yeah, I understand that. So moving on, kind of further along with your career, how far do you think you can go in MMA? As you're only like at the start of your career at the moment, how far do you think you could go?
I mean, MMA can take you anywhere.
Yeah.
From what I've experienced so
Yeah.
far, it can quite literally take you anywhere. So I'm just taking it day by day, month by month, really, fight by fight.
Yeah.
But you know, hopefully within the next year, 2 years, become pro and take it from there and start my pro career. But for now,
Yeah.
we'll just enjoy the moment that we're having right now.
All right, fair enough. So, I mean, obviously, from the fact that you mentioned the as Holly Holm as being kind of one of your inspirations, I thought I'd just kind of put in like one of my last couple questions, just a question about UFC. And recently, only I believe it was the last pay-per-view, if I'm right, it was Amanda Nunes versus Juliana Pena, the rematch. I was just kind of thinking what your thoughts on that fight in general.
Nunes showed up.
Yeah, definitely.
She showed up this time. She wasn't there last time, but she showed up this time. She is the GOAT, like everyone says. I like Pena, so for me it was a bittersweet moment because they're both quality fighters.
Yeah.
But I do like Pena, and I was kind of gutted for her, but she'll come back stronger.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, to be able to beat Amanda Nunes in general is very impressive.
100%, yeah.
All right, okay, and I'll leave it with the last question, which I always like to leave it with. Do you want to shout anything out? You've got a little bit of a platform here. Do you would like to shout anything out?
Just shout out to my sponsors, Bold Eagle, CBD. Their stuff is quality. It's helped me through the last God knows how many fight camps I've had.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure you look them up or head over to my Instagram and they'll be on there.
All right, great. Well, thank you very much for doing this interview.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
And thanks for watching the video. If you didn't like the video, subscribe if you're new, and thanks for watching.